Pear crumble. Very simple, very easy. You know, you can do any fruit, apple, but it needs a little bit of body. I like a fruit that has a little bit of body. And you know, it's all about the fruit, a little crumble on top and baking it. So the vessel is very important. You can do it in one big vessel and spoon it out, or you can do it individual so each one can have their own. Let's begin with the pear. I like peeling the pear. I think on the softer kind, the softer pear, you could even leave the skin on. You know, it's nice, some color, some taste, but sometimes the skin is a little tough, so I'm peeling it off. Okay, and even if it's a little bit left on it, no problem. You know, measuring spoon to get the core out easy, so you just go down, you kind of work around the center here, and you get it out. Okay. And, you know, how big do you cut it, the cubes? What's important, it's that it's all in uniform size so that they cook about the same time. And if you make them bigger, you'll just have to bake it longer so that the pears really cook. And also depends on the maturity, how mature the pears are. So we're ready to sort of flavor the pear. What I have here is dry cherries. I love, they're good, they're great, but you could put dry blueberries, you can put anything. I soaked them a little bit in brandy, and I'm gonna put the brandy and everything in here. If you have children, then you soak them in a juice, maybe cranberry juice or whatever else you'd like. Brandy is good, rum is also very good. All right, toss to this the sugar. This is a very practical gadget. It gets the juice out while it keeps the seeds. So you let this sit so it develops its juices, it marinates a little bit, everything kind of gets the flavor of the other. The lemon peel, you know, I think I'd like some of that in here too, so let's zest some. So we get the use of the whole lemon. That's ready, so let's make the crumble. The crumble is quite easy. It's a question of flour, some nuts, sugar, and butter. I add a little bit of oats. You know, it just gives it a little crunch. It is delicious. It makes sense. So the flour, a little bit of sliced slivers of almond, and sugar, brown sugar here. And we'll give all this a whirl. And you don't want it completely all broken down. I kind of like that little chunkiness in there. Let's put the butter right in there. Okay, so I'm looking for these little curds, if you will, of all of those elements. Kind of with your finger, you go in there and you make these little crumbles, if you will. So let's bake. You know, always put it on a tray like that. It's great. So this way you can handle it better in and out. I like my crumble when it has nice juice on the bottom. So I collect all of this and spread it evenly. Okay, let's do the crumble. So you preheat the oven to 375 degrees, and it would take anywhere from half an hour to about 45 minutes, depending on the size of the form that you bake it in. So let's put it in the oven. So they seem to be ready. Absolutely. And you know, they're hot now, of course. You let them rest a little bit. I like it hot too, you know, especially I'm gonna serve it with some ice cream. So I kind of like the hot and cold play on the palate. And what happens also is that as they rest, they reabsorb the flavors. But I will not give it a chance to reabsorb. I want to taste. So maybe I will take, these look so cute and so beautiful. I'm going to take a piece right. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Some ice cream right on top like that. So, so hot and cold, and it'll be just right, right? There's something to be said about warm, sweet fruit poached with a little rum and raisins and all that crunch that follows. Really is delicious, simple to make, and I'm gonna get to finish this, but I'll have some left over for you. So, tutti a tavola a mangiare, do come over.